And it's played forward and Aweka gets it, plays it towards Charlie Seaman. That's the end of the game and it has finished. Maidstone United 0, Weston-super-Mare 1.
Yes, it has, Darren. That is very frustrating. The Genko can't be avoided. Very noisy minority. I'm not going to do any maths for once like I normally do, but they're not very happy with what they've seen again this afternoon. And again, for all the endeavour, there's not been much luck had by the Stones, but there's only so much luck you can create for yourself when you defend the way that you have done for that particular goal, because it's a momentary lapse. The Stones had Sam Corn off the pitch when that corner came in, as you mentioned quite rightly on comms there, Darren. Kadji was down in front of us here in acres of space, able to get that ball across the back stick. It's the third ball, again from a set piece that the Stones haven't dealt with. We've complimented how good they have been when it comes to scoring and attacking themselves, but this afternoon it's one moment all that's been needed from Weston-super-Mare to get themselves ahead in this game, and as soon as that goal went in, they were the side that deserved to win the game from there on in. I wouldn't say the Stones deserved to be winning in that first hour, but as soon as Avery tucked that one away, it was only going one way, and it was Weston-super-Mare who deserved it.
They almost got a second. There was a couple of half chances, but did well. And there are a fair number of Stones fans that are clapping the players going over to them, so you may well hear the odd boo. Some are booing, some are clapping.
Yeah, some have stayed to vent their frustration, some have stayed to vent their appreciation for the effort that they put in, and for the most part the effort was there, the endeavour was there. It's just that the finished article is some way off at the moment for the Stones.
It is,
and
I'm not going to be blindly optimistic and say that that was good accept. Chippenham on Saturday that was good accept, but this, there are some. It quite clearly showed up our shortcomings, but the big shortcoming was not putting the ball in the back of the net. Still, the rest of it, if you only concede one goal, you don't want to, and. You can talk about leaving Kadji where you left him and not actually picking him up till the cows come home, but that happens from time to time in football. But if you're not scoring at the other end, you're not going to win football matches.
And I mean, when you consider the amount of coverage that was about Maidstone last season, how many games were played, the notoriety that this club has, in terms of the scouting and what needs to be done in terms of looking up what you have to do against a Maidstone side. You only have to think that it's always been a difficult place that Maidstone have made it for themselves at times. As soon as we got back into National League South for the first time under Jay in 15-16, you only have to look at the 3 or 4 years beforehand. You'd only lose 3 games in each of those 4-5 seasons we were back to start with at the Gallagher. And ever since then, certainly in the 3 years of National League, the numbers got worse and worse. Even in that National League South season, we nearly lost double figures at home, still managed to get through. I keep saying on comms, if you get 31-0 wins, you'll end up going up. But the Stones, it's that one that's
absolutely
the issue for them in the positive column, the negative column.
You go back to that National League South season under Jay Saunders, we kept roughly the same number of clean sheets. We weren't conceding goals. We're not really conceding goals. I mean, one today, 2 against Truro, and that's it. But it's that team actually stuck the odd one away.
And that's what we've been missing so far this season. It's been the style of play, the width, the aerial prowess from an attacking sense has been there for the Stones. But in terms of how it's been at the back, it's not been great. It's been very frustrating again this afternoon. Certain glimpses have been there. And it's just, I mean, they don't come any easier in terms of the next match that the Stones have got, having to travel to Boreham Wood on Saturday. Unsure if we'll be broadcasting there because of their media policy. Do keep an eye on the club's socials to see what exactly happens with that. If we can record a commentary for the highlights, at the very least, we will endeavour to do that. If we can't even do that, then you'll be on your own, and there'll be the other alternatives that are all out there. But Boreham Wood away. I mean, I think they're off the back of a defeat today as well, so they're going to be a wounded animal hosting their first defeat of the season, I think, potentially. They may have dropped some other points elsewhere, but it's possibly the first defeat they've had this season. Make myself sound like an ass if I don't get that completely right. Boreham Wood have indeed lost at Salisbury, so it's not the best of places for the Stones to have to go to. Certainly not the best of records. I know we had the trophy game there a few years ago that we took into penalties, but other than that, I mean, it's certainly been quite the bogey team.
Well, I don't know. If you go back into the Isthmian League days, we had a few successes there, but that's almost another era. Well, in fact, not almost. It is another era.
Yeah, several on probably. Yeah,
I think so. We have had success at Boreham Wood, but not with regards to the current regime. I'm not sure that it's going to be as difficult a place. I mean, having said, Dorking came down, and I think they're going to be big this season. Whether they're going to win it or not is another matter, but they're going to be big. I think everyone is going to talk up Boreham Wood, and I don't think they're going to do as well as you think they may well do. Like I say, Dorking will, but I'm not sure Boreham Wood will be necessarily the force that they would hope themselves that they will be, but we shall see. Of course, what Maidstone have got to do and what George Elokobi has got to do is look at his own problems, and take it as another opportunity to go out and get things right.
And it's probably too early to be looking at new arrivals to be coming in. It's only the 5th game of the season. I mean, you're probably looking at back end of September when new recruits may well need to be coming in from any division. Once the FA Cup qualies are pretty much out of the way is when the cup tie issues are gone, other players become available that have not fallen into place where they need to be in the systems, not just here but at other clubs as well. And yeah, I think it's not the happiest of places to be at the moment if you're a Stones fan, player, management team, and clearly that's shown in the results, parts of the performances. There have been some good moments, but again, I don't, other than, you can make an argument that St Albans might have been lucky, but I did say on air for that very first game, we were the only side looking to win that one. And I think ever since that game, I don't think there's been too much of a percentage time period of each of these last 4 games. Chippenham possibly, I'd probably say that on balance would have been one we could have gone for, but the other 3, because Truro, we were looking to get back into the game. Hampton and Richmond, don't think anything was happening. And then obviously there's been some sort of counter-attack from the Stones. As soon as they've gone behind here, they've tried to get themselves back into it, but you have to give Weston-super-Mare some credit as well. They really have managed this game fantastically well this afternoon, which from a Stones point of view, massive frustration, but all credit to Weston-super-Mare. 3 wins on the spin now, and that gets them right up into the embryonic league table as it is in South. But
but the thing is, you've got to say that actually being under sustained pressure, the first half against St Albans and probably the 20 minutes from the Weston-super-Mare goal today, before that we haven't been under, even when Truro were coming forward, we haven't been under sustained heart-in-mouth pressure.
I did say at half-time the keepers, neither of them frankly had much to do, and that again is the issue, is that the keepers haven't really been tested for a large part, and there's not been too many great chances. I don't think either of us have written down anything of note frankly from the game, and it's been like that these last 3 games. But unfortunately, did mention at half-time about the 3-1-1 draws we had before the season kick-started at the end of mid to end of September, and you were wondering if today was going to be another 0-0 and then try and kick on at Boreham Wood. But clearly there's been another backward step this afternoon in terms of coming a little bit further down the table. And I know it's an embryonic league table, but again, considering it's only 1 win in 5, you could try and sugarcoat it, say 3 clean sheets in 5, but with only the 1 win and the 5 points from 5 games, it's starting to be worrisome from my point for the Stones, because Boreham Wood and Chelmsford as your next 2 games, league favourites, and a side that really haven't put a performance out yet this season. In Chelmsford, it's going to be a bit of a worry that they might be another wounded animal like Boreham Wood have been from today as well. So Not that you can hand-pick your fixtures in this division, but if you were going to try, I don't think Boreham Wood and Chelmsford would be the next two in the next 8 days. But them's the breaks, and that's where we are this evening. And
I'm sure George Elokobi will be in that dressing room and he'll be talking about the opportunities that those two teams present, rather than maybe the things that us supporters start thinking about. Also, we don't really want to be playing them now. That is not the sort of thing that will cross George Elokobi's mind.
And hopefully, as you say, that's the mindset that they're going to have. Hopefully that's the mindset that all of you out there are going to have as well, because I think that's probably as semi an optimistic place as we can leave that this afternoon. Darren, what say you?
Well, I think there's still plenty good, but there are obviously still issues. I mean, I know that is a master's degree in the blindingly obvious to come out with that statement, but
we do try.
You really need to maintain a sense of proportion. We've lost a football match and we haven't done particularly well in certain aspects. It's not as if we've shipped 5 and when the first one went in, we've not looked like, the first one's gone in early and we've not looked like. I mean, take your mind back 2 years to when we were in the National League and how abject the performances both home and away were.
The last time we played Boreham Wood.
Yeah, and this isn't that. This absolutely definitely isn't that. We're competing. We're there are some things that you need to win football matches that we are just not doing, and they better hurry up and start doing it. Otherwise, we're in for a very long, hard winter. But I'm still not predicting that. I still think that once it's got right, there are a few things that need to be done. But once it's got right, it will be good.
Well, we're going to hurry up and start getting it done now as well, Darren. So, from myself, Sean Skerr, from this man beside me, Darren Stiles, thank you for your company as always.
Welcome.
We may well hear you at Boreham Wood. We've already mentioned that. If not, you know what to do. But as always, from us, thanks for listening. And again, as always,
come on, you
Stones. Good night, all.